Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa. If you are new here, your favorite problematic housewife. Okay, so it's the end of the night. I've been trying to film a video all day, but mom life. So excuse me if I'm not looking that fresh. But today we're going to be talking about the Dad Challenge podcast. Oh yes, I haven't talked about him for a while on my channel, but I got some stuff to say. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about this sad, pathetic little man. So if you're interested to hear my thoughts on the latest shenanigans from the Dad Challenge podcast, let's just get right into it. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm working on a deep dive about Annie from 10 to Life. And wouldn't you know, Annie's bestie on YouTube, or one of them, is the Dad Challenge podcast. So the Dad Challenge podcast, Annie from 10 to Life, and the Glarer are thick as thieves, you guys. And all three of them are problematic in their own ways. But when you put all three of them together as a little friend group, it's a nasty little group, okay? It is a nasty little group that you have there. Anyway, so I am working on that, but in the meantime, I do want to get the content out for you guys, okay? So I'm also going to be doing a video about Backwoods Barbie. I mean, we just got so many nasties out here, you guys. I can't keep up, but I have to share my opinion, give you my thoughts, drag the nasty ass people on YouTube. You know how I do. So today we're doing the Dad Challenge podcast. Now, if you guys have followed me for a long time, you know that I have been calling out the Dad Challenge podcast for so long, like over a year at this point, okay? I saw his problematic behavior like from the first freaking time that I watched the dude, okay? And I started calling him out. And I have had so much bullying and harassment, false accusations. So much has happened to me over the last year due to me speaking on Radiant Brit and the Dad Challenge podcast. Now, when I have a chance, I want to do a deep dive into myself almost and kind of show what has happened to me on YouTube from the very first video that I did on the Dad Challenge podcast and what has happened to me and what people have done to me over the last year in the name of defending DCP and Brit, okay? And when I lay like all of the shit that has happened to me because of their fans and people trying, your jaws will be on the floor, especially if you're a little bit newer to my channel. You don't even know the half of it, guys. So I definitely want to show the problematic behavior of the anti-mommy vlogger community, as in the people who surround Radiant Brit and Josh, because they go crazy. They will come for you. They will dox you, harass you, bully you, make false accusations against you of crimes, of like child ABUSE, of animal ABUSE, of oh yeah. So I definitely want to do a video kind of showing everything that has happened to me just because of talking about these people on YouTube. And it's a very toxic community of people who will bully and harass anybody who tries to bring awareness and talk about the problems with the Dad Challenge podcast. And it's not okay, okay? So the first thing I want to get into, he's done a lot of shenanigans, okay? He's done a lot of nasty shit since the last video I've done about him. I kind of took a break talking about him, and I had taken a break on YouTube anyway for like 2 months, but I felt like it was time to make a video talking about him again. Now, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I will leave a bunch down below because I have covered so much of this guy's nasty behavior, from doxing to creeping on women, being inappropriate towards women, saying horrible things about children, harassing people, real life on people. Like, there is just a laundry list of what this guy has done over his career on YouTube, okay? So I will leave a bunch of videos down below. The first thing that I really wanted to talk about is what the Dad Challenge podcast did to Cursed I wanted to make a video on this. I just hadn't had a chance, so I figured I would kind of just put a few things that I've seen him doing since I haven't talked about him. So, Cursed Eye is a anti-mommy vlogger, you could say, commentator. I actually like her. I don't think she's anywhere near as problematic as people like DCP, right? I don't agree with her takes on everything, which I'm sure she doesn't agree with her takes on mine, but I have gotten to know her, and I do think she's a good person. I don't think she means any harm. I don't think she has bad intentions, and I think she is a good channel to be in the space that is anti-mommy vloggers, right? So I'm not trying to wipe out the entire anti-mommy vlogger community, right? I'm realistic. I know that there's going to be a community of people who talk about mommy vloggers and to voice their opinions and talk about oversharing and child exploitation and all of that stuff. So I do think there is a place for it on YouTube. And my issue has always been the bullying, the harassment, the going real life, the nitpicking, just the being really nasty and cruel towards the moms, right? And there have been some videos of Cursed Eyes in the past that I didn't love. But as far as like content and anti-mommy vloggers, I think Cursed Eye could be a really good voice for that community because I've spoken to her, right? And one of the things that I think she has that DCP is lacking is like her ability to self-reflect, her ability to like step back and be like, whoa, am I causing harm? Am I actually helping anything? Am I being a mom shamer? Am I being a bully? Because like I've spoken to her before about stuff, and she does have the ability to do that, and that makes for a good commentary channel. Any commentary channel who is willing to take a step back and say, hey, wait a minute, maybe this is not worth it. Like maybe I'm hurting the cause more than I'm helping. Maybe I'm hurting the kids, even though I'm trying to talk about kids. You know what I'm saying? So that is why I think she could be a really good voice in that community. DCP on the other end, Cursed Eye needs to dethrone that motherfucker. And we're going to talk about that because I think DCP is very threatened by Cursed Eye because I think he sees her as like his replacement. His channel was tanking. It was going downhill, okay, until he found the Doherty Dozen, okay? He saw Britt and Amy Robinson talking about the Doherty Dozen, getting a ton of views, their channel growing, so he decided to cash on in on that, right? And that's when his views started going up again. But this is what he does, right? He will find a mom that everyone's talking about. He will ride that train until he can't anymore. Then his views start going down, and then he's out there looking for the next big thing to get his channel to go back because his channel was declining before he found the Doherty Dozen. It was going down, 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 the downhill train, okay? So I really think that Josh is threatened by Cursed Eye, and she's not afraid to call him out. She's not afraid to call it Radiant Brit. She's called out Honora, and that's another thing that I'm not like trying to hype up Cursed Eye here, but I'm just giving my opinion, and then I'm going to tell you what happened between those two, okay? I appreciate that she's willing to call out the toxic behavior of the other anti-mommy vloggers because a lot of them just kind of like turn a blind eye. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to stir the pot. And they ignore shit that's going on in their backyard. So she's not afraid to call these motherfuckers out. Now, while I was gone, we know this whole thing happened with Sarah's Odd and Cursed Eye and all the other people, and she was being bullied and that whole thing. Well, as soon as Cursed Eye kind of figured out what was going on, realized what was happening, and as soon as she told everybody to stop, right? E-baggers, all these people like Izzy, Nora's little Stan minions, and all these people, Mad Nutter. So Cursed Eye kind of went and was like, that's it, enough. Like, you come for Sarah, you come for me. Like, this is no good. You guys need to stop. Conveniently enough, like the next day, who does she get a message from on her personal Facebook page? Now, if we know, Cursed Eye was an anonymous channel. She didn't have her name. She didn't have her picture. She had nothing of no identifying personal information on her channel, okay? Who wouldn't you know messages Cursed Eye on her personal Facebook page? The Dad Challenge podcast. Yes. So that's intimidating. like right off the jump, right? Somebody who is a YouTuber who doesn't like you, you're having issues, message you on your private Facebook that nobody's supposed to know that you're cursed eye. He's a piece of shit, and he's done this to people before. He has no boundaries. He will harass you. He will find out every little thing about you that he can. He will use that to threaten you. He has straight up doxed APOC. He straight up put a woman's house, the Google map of her house, on YouTube and didn't blur it or take it down until he was forced to because of the backlash. Okay? So he messages Cursed Eye, and Cursed Eye's like trying to pretend like it's not her at first, and she tried to do that as long as possible. And he is sending her information, knows what she does for a living, telling her to remove her post. Okay, so he's trying to bully and intimidate her to remove her post about him asking for a child's nudes, which he did. He literally asked somebody to go seek out Daniel Cohn's nudes. And he didn't want to see it, but he wanted to use that to expose, the dangers of family vlogging, right? Use a teenage girl's nude pictures to make your point and justify your cause. Like, that's the kind of piece of shit that Josh is, okay? And we remember I proved and used his own words that he covered up an essay. He does nasty shit, you guys. Josh is he's disgusting. He doesn't just snark. He's way beyond just snarking and making fun of moms. He does nasty, dirty shit. He's a dirty, rotten little man. So he's intimidating her, threatening to out her information. He even said on a live stream that, like, well, I'll put it out. So he's trying to silence her. And it almost worked. But then she decided, like, fuck you guys. She went on, showed her face, was like, you motherfuckers are not going to silence me. You're not going to threaten me. You're not going to bully me. And now I'm coming for you. So that's what Josh gets. So I definitely think that Josh is threatened by Cursed Eye in many ways. Not only because she's not afraid to fight back, but because she is a growing channel. She's a big voice in the anti-mommy blogger community, and she has the possibility to take Josh's place. And please do, because we don't need Radiant Brit taking his place up in here, okay? We do not need Radiant Brit becoming the new fucking queen of the anti-mommy bloggers. Please, people, if you do anything for me, do not let Radiant Brit become the queen. Do not let her become the queen of the anti-mommy bloggers. I can't have it. I can't have it, okay? Sometimes I think she's even worse than Josh. So that is one thing that he did. It was nasty motherfucking shenanigans, okay? And then another thing I wanted to touch on really quick is his video he did about Trisha Paytas. Now, we know what happened with Colleen Ballinger and Trisha Paytas. He did a video that was like the worst fucking take. People were pissed. They were in the comments like, what are you doing? You're like offending sex workers. You're victim blaming. You're being nasty. You're gross. And his own subscribers were telling him like he got the story wrong. He ended up having to take that video down. But are we surprised that he was dragging Trisha Paytas and blaming her, saying it's her fault that she put shit on OnlyFans? We know this mofo hates S workers. And if you guys didn't know or you forgot, he's come out and said before that he has a porn addiction. So that is why, in my opinion, why Josh hates S workers. Because he had a problem watching them on P-Hub, probably OnlyFans, or maybe OnlyFans wasn't. Maybe, 2016? I don't even know when. I don't know when this addiction was, but I do know he has one, okay? And had one. I don't know if he still does. I don't know. But that, in my opinion, is why he hates S workers. And Josh has a very deep-rooted background in Christianity, okay? And I think that's where a lot of his misogynistic women hating comes from, okay? Because there's a lot of like extreme religious groups out there, these mega churches, these cults. I think they're cults. They're very like blame women, right? Women are evil. Women are the ones who tempt men. A lot of them, if you cheat on your wife, it's the woman's fault because she wasn't like satisfying you enough. stuff like that. So I really think that's where a lot of his misogynistic beliefs come from, is his church background, on top of the fact that he hates his mom and has like serious mommy issues. So that combo right there is just a disaster waiting to happen. He is a woman hating machine, okay? He hates beautiful women. He hates successful women. He hates sexy women. He hates any woman that's like comfortable with her body and willing to show off and all this stuff. He does not like it because it does something to him. It bothers him because he clearly had a problem with jacking off to the corn. Just saying. Try not to be nasty. Try not to be nasty. But he did have an issue, and because he had an issue, that makes him angry towards women who do S work. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. He removed the video, and then he put up another video like explaining why he had such a bad take, right? And it was so fake. I'm sorry, but whenever he gets backlash and then has to do like a half-assed apology, it never comes off as genuine to me, okay? So now we're going to get to the next thing I saw. Okay, so now I am not a Reddit user or good at Reddit or subreddits by any means. Like, I don't even know how to do it half the time. I just started like trying to get into Reddit because I know there's a lot going on there, and it can help you kind of see what's happening. I never think that people should use Reddit solely as a source because, people lie, they make shit up, whatever. So I decided to go on the Dad Challenge podcast Reddit. And I started browsing through, and I came across a screenshot that somebody posted, okay? So a supposed child of a family vlogger, I'll put a screenshot up here, posted, and Josh took it upon himself. Now, this is a minor, okay? Now, this account, it turned out that it was a troll and it was fake, but that's not the point. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters is what Josh did under this post and what he was trying to do, why he's like pretty much has no boundaries. Is he the next Colleen Ballinger? Maybe, just saying, he could be the next Colleen Ballinger. So he's under this post. This motherfucking dipshit is under this child's post. I'm so sorry for what you're going through because I think the name was Addison, and it's like the Nomads. I think they are a van life family vloggers, if I'm correct. I've seen a couple people talk about them before. Well, they must have something going on or whatever. Josh is under there to save the day to this 14-year-old girl, okay? What he said was completely inappropriate, and he is such a fucking hypocrite, okay? So he's under this girl's post. I'm so sorry what you're going through. If you want to come on my channel, it would be great if you expose your parents and show like what's really going on behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. Josh, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? How highly inappropriate is it to seek out a 14-year-old girl to bring her on your channel without the parents' consent? You need a parent's consent in order to bring them and put them on your fucking channel. Okay? You want to sit there and talk about how Alicia and all these other people are using their kids for content, but you can use them for content. It's okay if Josh doesn't, right? And that's a running theme with this stupid fuck, okay? He can do whatever he wants. He can post his kids. He posted his own child in a damn diaper, okay? And I posted the proof of that. In his intro that he used to have for his parody videos, he had his child in a diaper. And I showed it. I blurred all the kids, and he struck my channel. He copyright struck my channel so nobody would see that. He does some grimy ass shit, people, okay? He does all the things that he says these mommy vloggers are doing. He's a fraud. And he has been a fraud from day one. From day one, he has been a fucking fraud. And I am so glad that more people are starting to see who the real Josh is. He doesn't give a shit about child exploitation. He doesn't give a shit about kids. He cares about money, views, adoration, and hating women. He has the perfect job in the entire world for him. He gets to get rich off of dragging and degrading women because he's a true blue misogynistic prick. He gets to make thousands of dollars while he bullies and degrades women, bullies children also, and has a whole audience full of mostly women who pretty much surround him and praise him and suck his damn dick. I mean, they literally might as well be, some of these women who surround him, okay? They are literally like, some of these fans of Josh are literally like the biggest dick riders I've ever seen in my life. And if you even say anything bad and they see you, they're like right there to bully you, call you, tell you to go take care of your kids, mom shaming, you're ugly, you're fat, you're disgusting, Josh is saving kids. Like, Josh is saving kids. Why don't you get off the internet, go take care of your kids? What is Josh doing? He literally sits on the internet 24/7 harassing moms, but none of you tell him to go take care of his kids. I find that real interesting. Anyway, he's trying to get this teenage girl to get on his channel and expose her own parents. First of all, if this girl was in any kind of danger, how, like, say she was, right? Say that she really did need help and she was in danger. She's still with her parents. She doesn't have a way out. Why would you tell her to come on your channel? That could put her in more danger. You're trying to get her to expose the people that she's living with. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. And again, it just goes to show that he does not care about actually helping kids. It's all about content. That's it. That's all it is. Somebody who actually cared about children would not put children at risk and further them, put them in more danger possibly by bringing them on your channel to expose their own parents. Second of all, I want to bring up the point of trying to turn kids against their parents. Let's rewind a little bit to when everybody was flipping out about Jeffrey Marsh. Do we know who Jeffrey Marsh is? The guy who everyone said was telling people to go no contact with their parents, and they all said he was trying to turn children against their parents. They were calling him a P. But Josh can turn kids against their parents? That's not grooming? That's not being a PREDATOR? What's the difference? Why? Because Jeffrey Marsh is part of the LGBT community. It's okay to call him a groomer and that, but Josh, okay, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage of Josh trying to turn kids against their parents and talk to children, bring them on his channel, talk to them behind the scenes? Where is the outrage about that? It's fucking wild to me. It is so wild to me that he has the platform that he does, and he has so many people who don't see a problem with what he's doing. Like, at this point in the game, if you still think that Josh cares about kids and is trying to help kids, you need your fucking head examined. You literally have issues. You have issues, you're delusional, and you need your fucking head examined. Because if you cannot see what he's doing, how hateful he is towards literally every community on the freaking planet, I mean, it's crazy to me that these women surround him and think that he's doing something good and positive and helpful for any community. What has he done? What the fuck has Josh done to help anything? What has he actually done to help fight child exploitation? What has he done besides bully, degrade, harass, dox, go real life, and all this shit on women and children? And then trying to get a child, an impressionable child, a vulnerable child, to come on your channel and use them for your own benefit is disgusting. Like, it just goes to show that he's literally a trash bag. He is a trash bag with, like, rotting garbage in it that's been sitting in 100-degree weather and, like, thrown down the street with rats all up in it. That's Josh, okay? And I don't think people quite grasp the seriousness of what he does. You should never try to turn a teenage girl against their parents, use her for content, use her to try to justify your cause, use her to further your agenda. It's disgusting. Okay, we all know Josh doesn't give two shits about kids. He covered up the essay of a child. He puts kids in danger all the time by literally sending peas to go seek out all this content that he likes to pinpoint and put on his channel. He doesn't care. He does not care about boundaries. He had no problem leaking a teenage girl's text messages between her mother. Do we remember the N and the biomom thing, which he later got rid of? And that's what he does. He will put these little things out there and then get rid of it. Another recent thing he did was put a post to tell everybody that the child of a family vlogger's nudes were being leaked. Why would you tell everybody that? None of us knew. None of us knew, but he just had to. And he had to stick it to the mother. He had to stick it to the mother and blame her. Blame her for somebody leaking this kid's nudes. And everybody in the comments either blaming the teenager or blaming the mom. That's his audience. A bunch of nasty, victim-blaming, hateful pieces of shit. And I'm glad, okay? I am glad more people are turning on him. And I know a lot of his fans, even his ex-fans, they don't like me. I already know. I've already seen the Reddit of people who don't like me. And it's all good. You don't have to like me. I'm not for everybody, okay? I'm not for everybody, but I am happy. Whether you like me or not, I am happy that you guys are starting to see who Josh really is. And he has done a lot of fucked up shit to people who call him out, including me, and have had other people do it to me, now to Kirsty. Look what he did to Social Spoons. He literally sought out Social Spoons' husband, who is not a public figure, blamed her for being unmasked, and his stalker caused her to get all kinds of hate and harassment where she had to leave the internet and go into hiding. This is the kind of shit he does, but nobody says anything. His own community, the anti-mommy vloggers, nobody says anything. Besides Cursed Eye, nobody says a damn thing. Thank God there's a freaking Reddit or a subreddit. I don't know what it's called. Is the Dad Challenge podcast thing a Reddit or a subreddit? I'm so unfamiliar with Reddit. Anyways, I know I've been ranting on and on in this video, but I just had to get on and talk about him again because it's just mind-blowing to me that he keeps getting away with this shit. And he has a big channel. And I don't understand why other commentary channels aren't calling him out either. Why does everybody ignore his nasty-ass behavior? He's one of the worst commentary channels. It's crazy to me that he continues to get away with this shit. And nobody does anything. I'm like, but one day his time will come. I am certain of that. One day, a bigger creator will pick up the story, will cover Josh, and demolish him. And he will be running away crying and shitting his pants. Because all of the doxing, all of the harassment, all of the bullying, it has all been documented for over a year now. And if some big channel came along and laid out every single thing that he has done, which there's receipts for everything. I have never lied once on my channel. Never once. Okay? You guys can say, people who don't like me can say whatever the fuck they want about me. And as seen by a subscriber, said this in one of her lives the other night. She was like, you can think what you want about Marissa, but she doesn't lie. I don't make shit up. If I'm making a claim, I put the fucking receipts in there. And people will still come to my channel and try to say I'm lying. I don't lie. I don't make shit up. I don't spread gossip. I don't spread rumors. I am very clear if I'm showing you a fact or if I'm just giving my opinion. And I have documented every single thing that Josh has done for almost 2 years now. I think it's over a year, almost 2 years. And I have it all documented and all in videos on my channel, and I will continue to do it. And one day, somebody will come along and be interested in exposing and laying out for the rest of the internet what this disgusting, tiny, little, nasty man has been doing to women online his whole YouTube career. So, when that day comes, I'll be real excited and we'll be throwing a party on this channel. So, anyways, I also wanted to say I hit 7K. I hit 7K. Oh my God, I was like mind blown that I'm at 7,000 subscribers. Like, I have 7,000 people subscribed to me, and it's crazy, and I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate the support, and I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. Okay, I used to be a troll in the past. I've done nasty shit in the past. I've owned up to it. I've apologized. I've tried to be a better person. You know, in the past, I would come after people like Josh and people who I saw bullying vulnerable people online and bullying others. And I would come in and want to troll them and be some kind of like vigilante of the internet, right? And I wanted to give to them exactly what they were doing, right? And I've learned that you can't do that because you don't want to stoop to their level, right? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to turn into the person that I'm trying to fight against. And that is how I've changed my ways over the years. And I do my best to just stick to calling out what they're doing on YouTube and giving my opinion. I'm not trying to dig into their past and like their real life and their family and all this stuff. I don't do that. I don't do any of that. All I do is get on YouTube, watch their content, and give my opinion. And it's like you have all these nasty people who will do back to me, like doxing, harassment, bullying, false accusations, DCP, Honora, Mad Nutter, Roadhog, like all of these people. All I do is come on and give my opinion, and they get triggered and they go way too far. But what I've used to do in the past would be to go at them the same way. But I don't do that anymore. So now I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be a little bit less problematic, even though I'm still the problematic housewife. But anyway, despite all that, despite my past, despite me being problematic and not perfect and having a crazy husband and all this stuff, you guys still subscribe, and the people who stick around and support me despite all of that stuff, I appreciate you so much. And I'm just so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that you want to hear what I have to say and watch my videos, and it means a lot. Okay, I'm done being mushy. I'm done being weird. I'm getting awkward now. I'm turning the camera off. We're done. Stay tuned. Backwoods Barbie video coming. Deep dive on Annie coming, and that's it. Okay, goodbye. See you in my next video.